Hey all, welcome back to the channel. It's another beautiful day here in Washington State. In fact, it is raining, pissing rain, and windy, which is why I am not on the water currently. Just got home, it's later in the afternoon, and yeah, my plan was to go fishing this afternoon, but I saw that the wind was up, and wind and kayaks don't mix. You just end up getting blown around, and it's no fun. Plus, it's kind of pissing. It's kind of pissing rain. And yeah, it takes a lot for a Washingtonian to say that, but it's pissing rain. So, I'm here, and figured I'd film this video for you guys. So, I want to check in with you guys about the Hogue Deka, and that's going to be the main focus of today's video. So, fishing content will continue most likely tomorrow. It looks like it's going to rain for the next few days, but I've got rain gear and I'm going to tough it out. So that'll be coming soon. But yeah, let's cover the knife. So the Hogue Deka, this thing right here, I've had for a while, but haven't carried until recently. So yeah, let's talk about the knife. Yeah, we got the Hogue Deka in a very handsome configuration, I think. We've got the compound Wharncliffe. That's a pointy son of a bitch. And some G10. G-Mascus is what they call it, which is kind of cool. And that is very, very, very good looking. Textured as well. Yeah. So yeah, we got the Hogue Deka. This is the Gen 1 Deka with all the extra body screws and the non-deep carry clip, which is fine. I like this. I bought this after the Gen 2 came out, and I wanted the Gen 1, so I got the Gen 1. And yeah, on this particular knife, I don't want a deep carry pocket clip. I like how much of the pocket, or how much of the knife sticks out of the pocket. That's perfect. It's just enough to grab onto initially, and it's reminiscent of how a Spyderco carries, and that's important to me because I'm a bit of a Spyderco fan, if you haven't noticed. Yeah, it's kind of good being back to a thumb stud knife after doing thumb holes for so long. You can still reverse flick this thing, which is not important to a lot of people, and that's not really important to me, but it's fun. Let's admit it, it's fun. It's a little fidgetable. That's as far as I'll go on that, though. Blade steel is CPM 20 CV. Give you an up close look at this thing now. There we go. CPM 20 CV, as you see, and that wicked Wharncliffe. So, there we go. Why did I get the Wharncliffe? I had an option of a drop point or a Wharncliffe. Went with Wharncliffe because I didn't have any Wharncliffes in my collection, and I just love the way it looked. I love the way it looks. But yeah, ordered this through Blade HQ months ago, and yeah, fit and finish was great. Blade centering, see if I can get a shot of that. It's a little off center now that it's been used. Wait. There we go. It's a little off center now that it's been used, but not too bad. Not too bad, and that can always be fixed. So I got this thing for spring, summer, short season. That's what I had in mind when I saw this knife. I first heard about it through Blade HQ's YouTube content at least over a year ago. I kept hearing about this Hogue Deka, and I knew Hogue from the firearms community. I just didn't know they made knives. So I did some research and found out that they do make knives. In fact, in the United States, in Nevada, and that's rad. And yeah, the Deka is kind of one of their main models. So I picked this thing up for like $100 and This thing costs like between 140 and 150 bucks, which is, I think, a really good value considering the materials you're getting and that it's made in the States. So yeah, CPM 20CV and G10 for 100, let's call it 150 bucks. Yeah, so I think this thing's main competition is the bug out, and I can totally see that. I can totally see the similarities between these two, between the two. A similar principle, I think that's a better way to put it. It's a similar principle, in by saying that I mean lightweight knife, good materials, running on an Axis style lock. They call this Able lock, but it's an Axis lock. I think we all know how that works, so I don't need to explain it. But yeah, similar principle, different execution. I think Hogue did it better initially. There are some versions of the bug out that I think are pretty freaking badass. I only had interaction. The only interaction I ever had with the bug out was with a bog standard one, S30V with the Grivery, or however you say that, Grivery, and I hated it. I didn't like it whatsoever. I didn't like the flex in the scales, even though I know I've heard that they're plenty strong. It's just, it was a preference thing, and with this I get none of that. I get no flex in the old Deka. They've got I can't count. There's 3 back spacers, barrel spacers. You can see them, 1, 2, 3. This thing it's built pretty beefy, and it feels very solid. Action is great. Like I said, it's running on the Able lock. Yeah, good knife, I think, so far. Little details I like, talking more about aesthetics. I like the G10, the G Mascus. I really like how it looks. I like the milling they put into the scales there. The Wharncliffe looks absolutely wicked. And not only does it look wicked, it is very, very usable. I've had to rethink how I cut with this knife, though. This isn't like your standard knife where you have a belly, and it's a different blade shape. You don't have a conventional belly on this, I don't think. You have like a little bit of a transition point. Sorry for my shakiness. There we go. And yeah, it's more, this knife is better at draw cuts than press cuts. That's what I'm trying to say. All my knives are all drop points, or I think I got a reverse Tanto in there somewhere. But yeah, it's taken some getting used to. It's taken some getting used to. But I'm really enjoying it. This thing is a beast when it comes to breaking down cardboard. It's like it was meant for it. This is a very pointy knife. Piercing tape and stuff like that is no issue. And this 20 CV came pretty damn sharp from factory. Not sharp enough for my liking, so I put a work sharp edge on it months ago. I stuck with the standard, I stuck with the factory edge angle, and just sharpened it up, finished it at 600 on my work sharp there, and yeah, it's been cutting good ever since. So I don't foresee having to sharpen this thing maybe for a couple more weeks, and then I'm probably going to stick with the factory edge angle. I'm not going to change anything because I really like how this thing was ground from the factory. Yeah, I dig it. So that's my thoughts so far. That was more than I expected to say, but those are my thoughts so far on the Hogue Deka. Yeah, I like it for EDC tasks. It doesn't feel as robust as some other knives that I've handled, or some other knives in my collection, but as far as what I'm putting it through, I think it's going to do just fine. So, alright guys, thanks for the continued support in the channel. I'll see you on the water, I imagine, next time. So, yeah, see you there. Alright, later.